So, Jordan in Liverpool, as the lockdown loosens further, could you talk us through exactly what we are and are not supposed to be doing?
Good morning, James.
Hello, mate.
And no, absolutely can't. I like to think I would know what's going on with things.
Yes.
I'm a medical student who's graduating next year.
Right.
I've been on lockdown since before everyone else. I had a liver transplant when I was a kid.
Gosh.
So I've been on, full quarantine and isolation for that whole time. So I've been
Right.
listening to news near enough all day, every day, because it's one of the few things I can do.
Sure.
You know, my friends will come to me for advice. I'm very lucky that they trust me enough to come to me for advice and stuff like that. But
Well, look, mate, not to make light of anything, but if I had a mate who'd had a liver transplant and was about to graduate as a medical student, I'd probably be on the phone to you before every show in the morning just to find out what the lie of the land is. So it's slightly concerning that you're not entirely clear.
well, I think the trust would be slightly misplaced. But yeah,
Bless you.
it's things like, for example, my granddad did the same. I had a call from my nan and granddad last week. My granddad has had 3 heart attacks, has got coal miner's lungs. We're from the West Midlands. He worked down in the pits, as he calls them, as a young man. So he's got coal miner's lungs, he's got COPD, let's say, has 3 heart attacks, a few strokes. And he calls me saying, I can go out from tomorrow, can't I, kid?
Oh,
Go,
Jordan.
well, technically, yes, but also no, but please don't. And I'm thinking, as he's saying that,
Sorry to interrupt. Is it technically yes, even, or if he's shielding and he is vulnerable? He can go out for a walk, or
that was it. Because I am also shielding, so I should also know the answer to this. And when I was talking to my doctor about it, they were saying, yeah, technically you can go out from tomorrow for a walk, as you say. But, we're recommending we shouldn't, and it'll probably be revised. And
it's England-wide advice, which people in areas where the R number is creeping up again are going to be receiving in the same way that people in areas where the R number continues to fall or stabilise. I mean, it's madness, right?
West as well, so it's one of the higher R rates. I think
That's
it's
right.
like
Yeah.
the highest R rate in the entire country.
So I just want to respond to that story with this article from the New Scientist. So it's from the 12th of June, so just a few days ago. It says, first coronavirus R numbers for regions within England released. The southwest of England has the highest rate of coronavirus spread in the UK, with an R number estimated to be in the range of 0.8 to 1.1. Most other regions in England have R numbers with ranges going up to 1. According to government figures released today that provide the regional R values for the first time. It goes on to say the R or R0, which stands for the effective reproductive value for a virus, for a disease, reflects the rate at which the infection is spreading through a population. When coronavirus first reached the UK, on average, one infected person passed it to about three others, giving it an R of 3. With an R of 1, case numbers would be steady. If R can be pushed down to less than 1 through social distancing and self-isolation measures, for instance, the disease should eventually peter out. There has been intense interest in tracking countries' R numbers as a way of assessing their progress against coronavirus. There is a time lag, however, because it can take 2 or 3 weeks for people to realize that they are infected and get tested. This means that the newest R numbers are usually a reflection of the situation 2 weeks ago. So if you remember, about 2 weeks ago, Matt Hancock was talking about easing the lockdown, saying we're moving from a situation of, I think it was grade 4 to grade 3. Now, if the R number is above 1, 1.1 for example, and you're easing the lockdown, means we're going to start to see that number increase. Now, the government had said at the time, if the number goes above 1, we're going to implement a lockdown. But they haven't. They've actually increased the easing of the lockdown. They've reduced the restrictions. Today, people were queuing up to go to Primark to do their shopping. This is not imposing a stronger lockdown. This is doing the opposite. Now, I think what's going to happen is within a number of weeks, if the UK is not lucky, it's going to see an increase of maybe going up to an R number of 2 or maybe even 3 again. Because the lockdown was eased way too early. It was driven by economics, not by health, not by the science, as the politicians were saying. They were, as they said, they were always following the science. They were not following the science. They were following business the ideas of business. They were following politics, not actually the science. Now, if they're lucky, maybe it can remain under 1 or around 1, but it's still a problem. The lockdown needs to be continually monitored and, if necessary, reimposed. But I don't see Boris Johnson or Matt Hancock even going down that road, even considering going down that road. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks. Why not become a Patreon and enjoy access to our Discord server where we share news, chat, and have some fun? If you become a patron, you can also make video suggestions on topics that are important to you. Check it out via the link in the description.